Welcome to my online training. This training will focus on exercises that will help you to learn how to apply the SAP Accounts Payable business tools to your job. If at any time you have any question, please feel free to comment on this comment section. I will respond. Okay. My name is Nya Ofion. I have over 8 years experience in SAP implementation and functional support in Nigeria. Professional in finance module. My professional certification include SAP S4 HANA Financial Accounting, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Central. I'm a certified information system auditor, AWS associate. So this online training will contain creation of vendor, changes to vendor master data, vendor master data display, block and unblock vendor master data, mark vendor master data for deletion. This tutorial takes you through the steps to create vendor master data and also considers the scenario where you need to create the same vendor code for two different company codes. The tutorial also explains in detail when to use the available functionalities in accounts payable. So we have FK01, which can be used for maintaining the vendor details at the company code level and for general data, and XK01, which can be used for maintaining the vendor details centrally. We have FK02, which can be used to make changes in vendor master data. FK03 can be used to display vendor master data. FK05 can be used to block and unblock vendor master data. FK06 can be used to mark vendor master data for deletion. So I will share my screen with you to demonstrate these functionalities. Okay. So in our previous class, we discussed about how to log on to SAP. I'm sure we can all log on to our SAP. So when you log on to SAP, this is the screen you have. You have your menu tab. This is the command line where you input. This is the command line where you input the transaction code. And these are actually the tools. This is the toolbar. Then this very important, the status bar. The status bar is down here that will display the information. All right, this is your menu part. So the first is creation of vendor master data. But before then, what is accounts payable? Accounts payable records all accounting transactions for dealings with suppliers. Much of the data is obtained from procurement, that is the material management. A vendor is a party in the supply chain that makes goods and services available to companies or consumers. The term vendor is typically used to describe entity that is paid for goods, that pays for the goods that are provided. Okay, a vendor, however, can operate both as a supplier of goods, that is the seller, and the manufacturer. Now, there are various methods of creating the vendor master record, but before its creation, there are certain requirements that needs to be fulfilled. And that's one important one is checking the existence of the vendor master record in the system before the creation. This is to ensure data integrity. So in this case, I want to create GGR Limited. GGR Limited. So what we start with FK01. FK01, we input FK01 in the command line field and click enter. Okay, or we can as well go through the menu part. This is the menu, this is the parts. Accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable, master record, and we'll see all this here. These are all we can do here, FK01, FK02, 3, 5, and 6. Okay, but let's use the code since the code is faster. So FK01, now FK01, okay. Now, you can either create a vendor by starting from the beginning, from scratch, or by referencing an existing vendor. Referencing here means copying an existing vendor, then edit. But in this class, I want to create from the beginning. So input, after inputting FK01, you leave the vendor field empty. Sorry, pops up. You input your company code. Input your company code 1001. But before you get to this stage, you have to check if the vendor exists, GGRT Limited. So let's search and ensure that it doesn't exist in the system already. We are creating it under 1001. Take up the 500 to bring out more. So GGR, you check, you can find here, do a find here, GGR Limited, GGR doesn't exist, you can see, GGR not found. Okay, so you close this window. Now, at this very point, you leave the vendor field, this very field, you leave it empty. You pick your company code, 2001, pick your accounts group, you select your accounts group should be KRED, which means vendor internal number assignment. Okay, this means that the system will assign the number, the vendor codes. Okay, the vendor code will be generated from the system, by the system. All right. So after this, you click on enter. So it's a company, you select company, you type the name GGR Limited, search them, you use GGR, the house number, maybe it exists, the house number is of, sorry, the streets, the street number is 20, postal code is 001 Nigeria, the region is, city is Abuja, Nigeria, FCT, the region is FCT, the telephone number is 09022, pick the telephone number, then you click here, next screen, you click next screen again, you select the vendor reconciliation account number, which is mine is 95001. After then you click next here, the payment terms, you select 0001, which is pay immediately, you check this, the payment method, you select the payment method CET. CET is check, cash, transfer. Then you click on continue. Okay. Then you click on next screen. Next screen again. You select your tax. Always remember this is what you can, once you see this box, it enables you to search and make selection. So you click there and make your selection available tax code. Then you check this, click enter, tax the description display. So you save. Congratulations, you observe your status bar. Vendor 200001073 was created in company code. So you take notes. Of the vendor number. You take note of the vendor number, which is 0020001073. Okay. So now we want to display the vendor. Can display the vendor with FK03. Type the FK03 in your command line, enter. If this doesn't come up, this might not come up. So you have to search for it yourself. Search for it, input the company code when you are searching, take off the 500 to bring up all the available vendors. Then click on this find. You're looking for GGR. You're looking for GGR Limited. GGR Limited. Type in GGR and search. Okay, that's it. Okay, now I like this. You select this and then enter. It gives you the vendor information. All right. So that is how to display your vendor master details. Okay. Now, in a scenario where FK02, FK02 is used, FK02 is used to make changes, modify the vendor master data, especially when modification has been made to such vendor master data. Now, this is in a scenario where the vendor has just, let's take, for instance, the vendor has just changed his address and you are required to make the changes to the record. So you make use of FK02. This is the vendor, okay? So I highlight this. I want to change the address to a new street, another street name tag. The streets, Japan Christians. Japan Christians. House. What's 10? Okay, maybe there is changes in the phone number too. So we also change this. We also change this. So once you do this, you click on save. Now changes have been made. Congratulations. Okay. Now FK05. FK05. FK05 is used to block and unblock vendor. Now, in a scenario where this can happen where a vendor master record was created twice, you need to block one of the vendor master record so that posting will not be carried out on that account. Okay. So now you need to block this. Once you key in FK05 in your command line, you click enter, it will give you the option to block it. Block it by posting block by all company codes and this. So you select the two. Once you select the two, you save. When you save, you will have the option changes has been carried out. Okay, I don't want to block it because I'll be doing some other training with this company. So I go back. So we have FK06. FK06 is for deletion. You cannot physically delete the vendor master directly. However, you can mark it for deletion. Okay. So once you key in FK06, the same, click on enter. You select areas you want to mark it for deletion, and then you save it. You save it. Once you save it, it will show changes has been made. So that is it. Congratulations. You've successfully marked this vendor for deletion. Just let me check that. Oh, okay, it's free. All right, cool. Okay, now the last scenario here is you have an existing vendor. You have an existing vendor. You want to have one vendor code in several company codes. You want to have one vendor code in several company codes. So in this case, you make use of XK01, which will enable you to create the vendor centrally. So now the vendor exists. What's the vendor code? Let's search for it. Select the vendor, which is GGR Limited, exists in 1001. Now we want to create it in 1000. We want to create it in a new company code, another company code 1000. So what we do is we copy this company code here and drop it here, paste it here, and just click enter. Very simple. So you verify the information, the vendor reconciliation account, check, good, and then you save it. Notice this, vendor this was created in company code 1000. Congratulations. So we've successfully been able to carry out the functionalities in accounts, the basic functionalities in account payable that relates to master data, which are the FK01, creation of vendor, FK02, change vendor master data, FK03, display vendor master data, FK05, blocking of vendor, FK06, marking vendor for deletion. Okay. Congratulations. So this post is not endorsed by SAP and does not represent or replace their documentation. Pictures are from Open SAP course materials. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Nya Ofiong, SAP FI consultant. You can reach out to me if you need further information on this through my email or drop a message in the comment section. I will respond. Thank you so much. Bye for now.